Sentence stress is the emphasis given to certain word in a sentence to make it clearer and easier to understand. Not all words in sentence receive the same emphasis. Words that are considered important for conveying the main meaning will receive stronger emphasis compared to other words. What are word stress and sentence stress? Word stress is when speakers emphasize certain syllables in a word. You can break English word down into syllables, a unit of pronunciation with a vowel sound. If a word has one vowel sound, it has one syllables. If a word has two vowel sounds, it has two syllables, and so on. Word stress is when one of the syllables has emphasis, the pitch is higher, and then vowel sound is clear and pure. Word stress doesn't only change the sound of a word, it can sometimes change the meaning. Let's look at record for example. When the stress is on the first syllables, record, record. It's a noun. When the stress is on the second syllable, record, record. It's a verb. This means correct stress is important for communication. Sentence stress is when speaker emphasizes certain word within a sentence. Usually speaker stress the word that have important information. But what important changes depending on the context, more on the later. As with word stress, sentence stress has a big effect on meaning, so it's vital for clear communication.
The importance of weak vowel. The importance of weak vowel sounds. Before we move on to the rules of word and sentence stress, we need to talk about weak vowel sounds. They are a key part of English natural rhythm, and understanding them will help your English pronunciation. So when syllables don't have stress, the vowel sound is weak. This means it's shorter and less clear with a lower pitch. Let's look at the simple example of how this works. In a sentence, the D usually has no stress, but then does, although they look similar. This changes the vowel sounds a lot. The E sound in then is pure because of the stress, but D is no stress, so people don't use that same E sound. Instead, it takes a weak vowels and sound more like a. This sound in English is called the schwa. It's the most common weak vowel sound. Most unstressed vowel will be this sound. As you go through the following word stress and sentence stress rule, don't forget the important weak vowel sounds because they are a key part of English pronunciation.
Word stress rules. To make it easier for you to understand English word stress, let's go over some of the rules. First one is two-syllable words. For two-syllable nouns and adjectives, the stress usually goes on the first syllable. For example, table and happy. For two-syllable verbs and prepositions to which the stress usually goes on the second syllable. For example, arrive and between. Where things get tricky is when words can be both nouns and verbs. For example, record is the noun and to record is the verb. That's not all, I'm afraid. As with many things in English, there are exceptions. Let's look at desert and dessert. They are both two-syllable nouns, but the stress is different. Desert and dessert. And when you use desert as a verb, the stress is on the second syllable and it sounds like dessert. I told you it gets tricky. The second one is three-syllable words. Most three-syllable nouns, adjectives, and verbs have stress on the first syllable. For example, parliament, limited, and celebrate. Three-syllable words ending in ly usually have stress on the first syllable. For example, silently, noisily, happily. Three-syllable words ending in cy, al, and ty usually have stress on the second syllable. For example, pregnancy, financial, and quality. Just to make things difficult though, there are exceptions to the rules. Remember, it's a verb with three syllables, but the stress comes on the second.
3. Words ending in h, tion, and tion. Here's another exception to the rules above. Perfection is a three-syllable noun, but the stress comes on the second syllable too. When three or four syllable words end in tion, like perfection, tion, or each, the stress actually comes right before the suffix each, tion, and tion. For example, go, garbage, commission, information, and implication. For four-syllable words, usually the stress in four-syllable words comes on the second or third syllable. For example, up, kate, beach, tea, a, and diplomatic. Four-syllable words ending with si, tie, pie, and kai also usually have stress on the second syllable. For example, democracy, capacity, photography, and apology.
Changing meaning with stress. Stress the content words and don't stress the function words. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But of course it isn't. You can deliberately add extra stress to change the meaning of a sentence. Here's how. Let's look at the sentence, I never said he ate your cake. It's a simple sentence, but it can have seven different meanings depending on the stress. As we already said, the content words never, said, ate, cake have stress. But you can give extra stress to a word to change the meaning of a sentence. In the following examples, you'll see how adding extra stress to one word can make a new meaning. I never said he ate your cake. By making never the most stressed word, the speaker denies ever saying he ate the cake. The second one, I never said he ate your cake. By making said the most stressed word, the speaker might be thinking he ate the cake, but she never actually said so.
I never said he ate the cake. By making it the most stress, what the speaker might be correcting a mistake. Maybe they actually said he made about a double the cake. I never said he ate your cake. By making cake the most stress, what the speaker is saying, he didn't eat your cake, but he did eat something else. Correct word and sentence stress leads to clear communication. Forget wanting to sound like a native speaker and focus on having clear, easy to understand pronunciation. Using correct word and sentence stress is vital for this. You've seen how moving the stress around can completely change the meaning of your sentences. One small mistake can give your listeners
the wrong impression about what you're saying. Our advice: pay attention to which syllables and what else test. And listen to natural conversation to see how other people do it.
What's been on my mind? I wanna be